There comes a moment in life when you stop and ask, wait, does this even make sense anymore? For years, you followed the traditions, recited the prayers, attended the services, did everything you were taught. But deep inside, a question lingers, a quiet whisper that won't go away. Is this faith or just conditioning? More and more people are waking up to this realization. They're stepping away from organized religion and embracing something more fluid, more personal, something that feels real. The shift is undeniable. Search trends for spiritual, not religious, and what is spirituality have skyrocketed. People are questioning, reevaluating, and choosing paths that resonate with their truth rather than just following what they were told. So what's really happening? Why are so many people leaving traditional faiths and turning to something deeper? Is spirituality just another form of belief, or is it something completely different? And more importantly, does walking away from religion mean losing faith altogether? Let's talk about it. To understand why so many people are questioning organized religion and turning to spirituality, we first need to clarify what these two actually mean. Because let's be real, people throw around the word spiritual all the time, but what does it actually mean? What is religion? Religion is a structured belief system, a set of doctrines, sacred texts, and rituals passed down through generations. It provides a framework for understanding life, morality, and the divine, often with established hierarchies, traditions, and rules. It tells you what to believe. It provides a set path to follow. It is often centered around worship, community, and religious institutions. For many, religion is a source of guidance and meaning, a way to connect with something greater than themselves through shared traditions. But for others, it feels rigid, restrictive, and disconnected from personal experience. And then, there's the biggest contradiction of all. Religion preaches love, compassion, and divine mercy. Yet, throughout history, it has also spread fear, punishment, and division. You must follow the rules, or you will be punished. If you question anything, you lack faith. God is love, but he will judge you, condemn you, and send you to eternal suffering. For centuries, religious institutions have used fear as a tool for control, creating a system where people obey not out of love or personal conviction, but out of fear of punishment, rejection, or even damnation. And let's not ignore the conflicts, wars, and division that have been justified in the name of religion. Whose God is the real God? Whose belief system is the right one? Who deserves salvation and who doesn't? From holy wars to cultural persecution, from forced conversions to religious extremism, history shows that religion has often divided humanity rather than united it. But here's where spirituality is different. What is spirituality? Spirituality, on the other hand, is not about following a system, it's about personal discovery. Spirituality is about seeking your own truth through experiences like meditation and mindfulness, connecting with higher states of awareness. Intuition and energy work, understanding subtle energies beyond the physical. Self-discovery and personal growth, recognizing your patterns, traumas, and expanding consciousness. Shadow work and deep healing, confronting and integrating the parts of yourself that you've denied, not to become saintly or perfect, but to embrace your wholeness. True spiritual growth comes not from denying your darkness, but from understanding, accepting, and transforming it with self-compassion. Connection with nature and universal forces, understanding that divinity is not confined to temples or institutions, but present in the cycles of nature, the cosmos, and the unseen energies that surround us. Many spiritual traditions teach that by tuning into nature, we attune to the rhythm of universal intelligence, recognizing the divine within, rather than seeking an external deity to worship. Spirituality encourages a direct connection with the sacred presence inside every being. In many traditions, this is called the higher self, the divine spark, or the Atman, the eternal consciousness that transcends identity and illusion. Understanding multidimensional existence, questioning reality beyond the material world. Religion is belief in someone else's experience. Spirituality is having your own. So here's the real question. Is one better than the other, or do they both serve a purpose? By now, it's clear that religion and spirituality are not the same thing. But what exactly sets them apart? The answer goes beyond rituals and belief systems. It's about how each one shapes the way we experience life, meaning, and the divine. Let's break it down. Religion operates within a fixed system of doctrines, sacred texts, and rules. There is a prescribed right way to connect with the divine, often dictated by religious authorities. Spirituality encourages a fluid, evolving relationship with the divine, allowing each person to find their own path without rigid restrictions. Religion, often based on strict interpretations of sacred texts, beliefs are taught and expected to be followed without question. Spirituality prioritizes direct experience over blind faith. The truth is discovered internally rather than dictated externally. Religion. Many religious traditions have historically used fear-based teachings, the idea that disobedience leads to punishment, sin, exile, or eternal damnation. Spirituality operates from a place of self-awareness and expansion. Instead of fearing divine wrath, spirituality sees challenges as opportunities for growth and transformation. Religion strongly emphasizes collective worship, organized rituals, and belonging to a faith-based community. Spirituality. While it can involve community, it is ultimately an individual journey. The focus is on inner work, self-discovery, and alignment with one's unique path. Religion often relies on priests, gurus, religious leaders, and institutions to interpret divine will and guide followers. Spirituality encourages individuals to tap into their own intuition and higher consciousness to find answers. As Eckhart Tolle says, the moment you realize you are not your thoughts, you become the awareness behind them. Religion tends to portray God as a separate being, an external force that rewards or punishes. Spirituality sees the divine as within all things, a universal presence that exists both inside and outside of us. Many spiritual traditions embrace the concept of the higher self or the divine spark as an extension of universal consciousness. Religion often categorizes people as worthy or unworthy, depending on their adherence to moral or doctrinal codes. Many religious structures have historically excluded, condemned, or marginalized those who don't conform. Spirituality emphasizes self-acceptance, non-judgment, and the understanding that every soul is evolving at its own pace. Rather than focusing on sin and guilt, it encourages healing, integration, and compassion toward oneself and others. So, which one is better? Neither, and both. Religion has helped many find meaning, purpose, and community, but for others, it has felt limiting, judgmental, and disconnected from personal truth. Spirituality offers freedom and self-discovery, but it requires inner discipline. There are no set rules, only what you create for yourself. The real question is, which path aligns with your soul's evolution? And maybe that's exactly why so many people are questioning religion today. Something is happening. More and more people are walking away from organized religion, yet they're not abandoning spirituality. They're searching for something more authentic, more personal, something that actually resonates. But why? The answer isn't as simple as people just don't believe anymore. In fact, for many, it's the opposite. They still believe in something greater, but they've realized that religion no longer reflects their truth. Let's talk about the biggest reasons why. Many religious traditions have conditioned people to believe in a judgmental, punishing God, one that demands obedience, rewards the faithful, and condemns those who question. If you doubt, you lack faith. If you disobey, you will suffer. If you don't follow these rules, you are lost. But how does a God of unconditional love also demand fear, punishment, and submission? This contradiction has caused many to rethink what they were taught. Preaching compassion, yet practicing exclusion. Claiming to be the source of divine wisdom, yet being caught in scandals, corruption, and power struggles. Promoting humility, yet accumulating wealth, influence, and control. People are waking up to the fact that spiritual connection does not require an institution. And once that illusion falls apart, the need for organized religion disappears. Many religions impose strict moral codes, teaching that natural human emotions and desires are sins. Instead of helping people grow, these beliefs often create shame around sexuality and individuality, guilt for questioning or thinking differently, a deep fear of punishment for simply being human. But spirituality teaches a different approach, growth through self-awareness, not guilt, transformation through love, not shame. For centuries, religion has been used as a justification for violence, division, and oppression, holy wars, forced conversions, cultural suppression, all in the name of a God that supposedly stands for love, peace, and unity. People are tired of the "my religion is the right one" mentality. They see how religion has been weaponized for control and power, and they no longer want to be a part of it. With access to more information, different philosophies, and global perspectives, people are realizing that truth is not limited to one book, one belief, or one institution. Instead of being told what to believe, they are exploring meditation, energy work, and intuitive practices, studying multiple traditions instead of just one, experiencing direct connection with the divine instead of relying on religious leaders. But stepping away from organized religion doesn't mean abandoning faith, meaning, or connection. It means reclaiming the freedom to seek truth beyond tradition, to question, to explore, to experience spirituality as something personal, not prescribed. Which brings us to the final question. How do we find truth in a world filled with so many beliefs? At the end of the day, no book, no preacher, no guru can give you the truth, because truth isn't something you receive, it's something you uncover. For centuries, humanity has searched for meaning through religion, philosophy, and spiritual teachings. Some have found answers in sacred texts, others have found them in silence, in nature, in the depths of their own consciousness. And that's the point. The path to truth isn't one size fits all. It isn't about choosing religion or spirituality. It's about asking yourself, what resonates with my soul? What expands my understanding rather than limits it? What connects me to something greater, without disconnecting me from myself? Because maybe truth isn't found in dogma, rituals, or institutions. Maybe it's found in those moments when everything clicks, when you feel aligned, whole, and deeply connected to something beyond yourself. And maybe the real journey isn't about finding the truth out there. It's about remembering that you've had it all along.